had a little snafu with the Monte Carlo. For a while now, I've been struggling getting that car to work in the 60 foot, and I'm sure it was some equipment issues as well as me tuning the car chassis wise issues and just a learning curve, right? So for a long time the car was just mostly stock suspension, had upper and lower bars in the back, all stock suspension up front, stock sway bar in the back, all factory coil springs, and some old blown out comp 3-way adjustable shocks that were just old and wore out. So now it has tubular upper and lowers from BMR on the front. It has Viking double adjustables all the way around on it. It's coilover in the front, but then in the back it's a set of, I think it's UMI coil springs or BMR springs in the back, 1 inch, 1.5 inch Lawrence springs. I don't remember. You don't remember either?
I think it's UMI.
It still has the upper and lowers. It's got solid bushings in it.
God, this fucking girl's riding my ass.
It's got solid bushings in the uppers on the differential. And we wanted to put a good anti-roll bar on it. She's in a hurry. Like that one there, definitely in a hurry. I don't know.
Being freaking.
She must have to poop. That's the only reason I can think to drive that fast and that erratically. Anyhow, so without rambling on, it needs a good anti-roll bar on the car yet. I finally splurged and bought a set of Pro Radial Mickey Thompsons for it. Still 275/60. So today we're going to go over to Spohn Performance, who is in, was it Myerstown, PA?
Yep.
They're only about an hour and 20 minutes from us. I called up, talked to Brandon this morning. He's going to assemble one of their drag anti-roll bar packages for G-bodies chassis together. They're going to put a package together for me, and we're going to go pick it up. So that's where we're headed to now, and we'll see you as soon as we get there. You want to help me?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I was bitching with Todd.
You bitching?
Yeah, about the world
Oh.
and the mall
Yeah.
and the people that drive because nobody knows how to drive.
anti-roll bar time?
Yep. So went over to see the guys over at Spohn Performance, and they hooked us up with their drag anti-roll bar kit, which comes with thick roll bar, the mounts, end links, which I like these better than the other company we were going to go with, because these are actually a left and a right hand thread, as you can tell by the serrated nut there, the notches. So I don't have to take one link off to adjust this. I can just loosen the jam nuts up, move it a couple of flats if I need to adjust it. The other one, they were both right-handed threads, so you have to pull one end off, adjust it, and then try to twist the bar and get the bolt lined up. Anyhow, so we're going to put this on the car and try to get rid of some of that G-body shuffle. So this, along with those Pro tires and the correct shock settings, might actually get us working in the 60 foot. So that's today's task, is to get that put on there. The other thing I got, is that in the trunk of your car?
I think so.
Is your car unlocked?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I need to
I'm
go
following you. A bird? How did a bird poop on my car right on like the side?
That's sophisticated sphincter science. You won't understand. So, I decided to call up these guys, Motion Raceworks, and we're going to put a diaper on the car, just because this thing is a stock bottom end LS, and you never know what might happen when you're standing on this thing. So, and if the pistons all decide to play musical cylinders and swap places with each other, this will keep it contained. And this diaper is the one designed for the LS motors. It's got cutouts that go around the motor mounts. It actually has a couple of straps that some of the other ones don't in the back here at the pan, so that you can pull it tight to the pan and keep it away from the flywheel, which would turn into a severe mess if it got into the flywheel. It's got the absorbent mat and stuff in it. It's all Kevlar ballistic stuff. So in the event that it poops itself, it'll keep it in the diaper. I hope I don't have to use it, but it's there if I need it. I have no idea what sort of a pain in the butt that's going to be to put on, but we're going to find out. Maybe not today.
I feel like this whole thing is going to be a situation, because nothing ever goes on easy.
No.
Fingers crossed.
Yep. But the other thing I want to do is double check the pinion angle on this. So after we get this on, we'll check that. What it might get you to do, because I gotta mimic my chubby butt sitting in there, and I know what you weigh, and I think one of those cylinder heads probably weighs about 60 pounds. So I might put you in the driver's seat with a cylinder head
On my lap?
on your lap. Well, I can just put the cylinder head on the floor so you don't have to, but I need to mimic weight in that corner of the car. But first thing we need to do is we need to crawl underneath, get these things semi-mounted on there, position this bar side to side, and then we can drill the holes for the link bars in the frame. So that's the plan. Actually, I guess I should really set the pinion angle first, because if this clamps to the rear end and we move that, and that moves.
Pinion angle first.
All right. Okay. Well then, I'm gonna get my, I hate math. I have to do math to figure out pinion angle.
That's okay.
I'm not good at math.
It'll be okay. You can do it.
All right, well, let's start there then. Break.
Break.
So, as you can see, we've got adjustable uppers on this. So we're gonna crack the jam nuts loose and turn these bars. We're gonna actually shorten them to pull the front or the top of the rear end forward, which is gonna move the pinion angle down. So, you gotta try to do that. And I need 2 hands, cameraman.
Camera.
It's hard to tell these days now, isn't it?
Hey, know what I mean?
Alright.
Stop it.
Alright, so I had to pull the upper link bars out of the car because, as you can see, when they were installed, they didn't center the threaded ends up. So like, I was trying to shorten the bar up, and it's bottoming out here on this jam nut, which is bottomed out on the threads. But as you can see, I have probably another 1/4 of an inch of threads on this side that I could shorten this up. So what I got to do, or what I had to do, is pull it out so I can center this, and then I should be able, you know, I'll have more movement then in the threads. The other thing is, it would have been nice if they would have installed this with the grease fitting facing down towards the ground so you could actually get to it. So I'll flip that too. I'm probably going to take this opportunity as well to unthread these, wire wheel all the grit and grime and crap off of the threads, and put some more anti-seize on the threads here just to keep this thing, you know, alive and keep it from seizing up, and plus it'll just make it adjust easier. So that's the plan. So it took all these guys out, and now we could get enough adjustment out of it to shorten them. So we can figure out what our pinion angle is. So we gotta measure the drive shaft. Here, I can't do all that at one time. So measure the drive shaft. And that is 1.8. And then we're going to measure, you want to know the center line of the pinion. Right, so you got to be careful measuring on the housing. The best thing to do is either go off of the back of the flat where the cover mounts, or right here off of your yoke. And that measurement is 0.6.
0.6.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's downward, so the engine's tilted front to back down. The drive shaft's actually tilted slightly down because the output shaft's higher than the rear end. But then the rear end is going to be pointed down as well because it's coming this direction. So our drive shaft and our rear end are coming into each other like that. The whole point of this is when it's under load, you want the pinion's gonna want to climb the ring gear, right? So it's gonna try to move up. And what you want is when this car's under load, you want that angle to come up and straighten out. So you have, the general consensus is less than a half a degree of difference in that angle. Because any angle under power that you introduce into that is putting stress on the drive line, and it makes it harder for this to turn. So you're robbing power from yourself. So each suspension is different, but generally in something like this that has good bushings in it and isn't going to move a lot, somewhere around 2 degrees of pinion angle is what you want. Grab me one of the red saddles. Alright, one of the black spacers. Okay. Now I'm gonna need you under here. Mm-hmm. Because, well, we're gonna need the sway bar, one of the gold brackets, and the 2 nuts and washers.
And then you need the sway bar.
Yes. So now, what you're gonna have to do is try to hold that as a unit. And I gotta hold the sway bar up, and then this goes on the sway bar like so. Actually, it'll end up being this end. So I get this up on there. You have to try it. Throw the nuts on.
Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Washers?
Yes.
Then nuts?
You gotta push the U-bolt down to get threads. Push the U-bolt down. I got the nut. Alright. Do the same on the back. Alright, now we need the saddle and stuff for this side.
Okay.
Okay, so the saddle, the spacer, the witchy ditchy. Find out a second. Yep. Alright.
That looks a lot better than what you had on there.
Yes.
Once we actually get it on.
So now I gotta center. I want to center the bar up under the housing. Okay, so that looks fairly centered. Where is the tape measures?
This one?
That'd be the one. curious. About 1 3/4 there. Inch and inch and 7/8. Inch and 7/8. Alright, that's good. Now I want to center. Can you grab me a Sharpie by chance? Make a reference here and there. Alright, so now what's the distance from there to there? Roughly 2.5. And that's 2. So this needs to go over a little bit. That's 2.5. And that's 2.5. All right. Right now, I'm trying to make these brackets even on both sides. So I'm just measuring off the pumpkin here where the axle goes into the differential to the inside of the bracket, and just make them even on both sides. And I also want to rotate this so that this bar is directly centered under the axle tube. Alright. I want to make sure that the bar moves nice and even, so there's no binding or anything like that on it. The zip ties were there just to keep the bushings in place from moving around, but we can get rid of those now. Actually, we could probably make this, if these are the same, then that would center us under the differential. I'm gonna make this one 0. Make this one 0. So basically, you see that's zeroed out. That's roughly 0. And come on. Alright, I gotta move this one just a little bit. So basically, basically what I did under here is I went off the back of the diff cover, and that was zeroed out. This gauge is really Okay, so we're roughly zeroed out. And then I did the same to these. And then that just makes sure that we're in the same plane with our axle tube under there. So, and you can see the bar moves nice and easy. And we are still centered up here with our mark. Our bar, so in the 8.5 differential, the Grand Nationals, when you order these from Spohn, the 8.5s have these extensions or squared off parts of the casting on the differential. It's a telltale sign of an 8.5. So you need to run these spacer blocks to space the bar down off the mount to give you clearance for that. So you can either buy them from Spohn or they'll sell them to you. But all you gotta do now is tighten these up. I will probably at some point, I don't have access to a welder here, but I may put a tack or two under here just to keep these from moving. Weld it, you know, tack weld it in there, and then now make sure that these mounts don't go anywhere. But the next thing we gotta do is get under here to our links and drill and move the light here. So we're gonna have to put our link here on the bar and then drill the holes for our brackets up here on our cross member. So that'll be next.
My current status is he has me shoved in the Monte with a head. I don't know if you can see it because it's dark. There's a head down there, a Buick head. So he can set, what is it, the preload?
Mm-hmm.
On the anti-sway bar.
Not anti-sway.
No, sorry.
Anti-roll.
Anti-roll bar.
Yeah. So I need to mimic my fat ass in the car. So I need to mimic me sitting in the car, but I gotta adjust the preload on the anti-roll bar. But I know what Jenna weighs, and I know what a Buick cylinder head weighs, and I know what my fat ass weighs. And I think between those two, I can get close to mimicking me sitting in the car. Took those upper links out, cleaned that stuff all up, relubricated the pivot points, and I sneezed all the threads for the jam nuts and everything, just make the adjustment easier. We've got 2.5 degrees of driveline angle there at the pinion. We got our Spohn roll bar in here. Got everything adjusted. The preload, it's current setting on the shock. I don't know how it's going to act, but I think I did that per Vikings instructions. Man, I really need to eat something. I gotta get the diaper on this thing at some point, but that's our current setup right now. Jenna. Good job.
Thanks.
Now you gotta get that cylinder head out from down there.
Yeah. I wonder if the Buick people that are watching this can tell what cylinder head that is.
You can't tell by the casting number.
Mm-mm.
But if you're a Buick or no Buick engines, you can tell us what cylinder head this is and what makes it special.
I don't know. If somebody leaves in the comments and gets it right, the first person, I might be willing to send a shirt out to or something.
Oh yeah?
Or a sticker.
Okay. Challenge accepted. First person that can guess what that cylinder head is, we'll give you a hint. Well, we already gave you a hint. It's definitely Buick. Mm-hmm. You can probably guess what engine, but
What engine, year,
Cylinder head.
what makes that one special?
Give you a hint. Has something to do with in here. Yep.
See who gets it first.
Okay. And what do they get?
What do you want to do, a shirt or a sticker? No.
Send them a shirt.
Shirt sounds good.
Alright. Alright. So we got our Motion Raceworks diaper one here. Actually fit pretty good. Let me see, you got room around the crank here. Straps. On this thing I could go up to the exhaust header stud for the strap, but it clears everything. It's far enough away from the header, it won't get hot. Nice thing is here, like my turbo drain feed, where it goes into the pan, the diaper is actually big enough to go around it. So if that should come loose or something like that, it'll drain into the diaper. Motion puts these straps around the back of this thing here. So like there's one that wraps around this way, and one wraps around that way, and that helps keep it back away from the flywheel there. So you can see we got room up there, and it keeps it pulled tight against the pan and away and out of the flywheel. So that's definitely nice. Oh, you can see this one over here. The strap comes around up there behind the flywheel. Let's see if I can. Sorry, guys. But you can see there, it's got plenty of room up and around there. And then it's cut out for the motor mount, so that top strap there comes across. And get the light. So you can see there, it's got the window that goes around the engine mount, but it's a nice piece, a little bit of insurance, just like I said, because this thing is being stock bottom end. You never know when it's gonna let go, so better safe than sorry, right? But yep, that's the Motion Raceworks diaper for the LS. Pretty happy with it. Makes me feel better.
Heavy load upon my back, no way to throw
put 2 degrees of timing back in the hit and see if it'll take that. So, first thing I want to do is download the data log off of that pass. I wish Holly would allow me to, and there probably is a way to rename that stuff, but...
Oh, when you download it?
Yeah.
It just gives it random names?
Sort of, kind of.
Looked like it hooked.
Yeah. It didn't 60 foot rate, but I pulled a lot of power out of it. But it definitely left bed. So I'm going to put some power in.
Happy birthday, belated.
Thanks. Thank you. Laptop out. Oh boy. Laptop out. We're in trouble now.
Finally hooked.
Oh yeah? Good. See if we can put some power back in it and see if it takes that. I'm just gonna keep chasing the 60 foot because this car should 60 in like a 140 and it's 170, so okay. We'll work on that. Give this one a shot. First round of eliminations. I got a 710 on the window. See what happens. It's hot.
I bet. You want me to open that other one?
Yeah. This one's fine. Strapped out. Ah, hair. Yes.
Huh?
Thank you.
I got you, babe.
You don't have air conditioning now?
No.
Next to you and the fan toasted. Sorry, I'm okay. way for us to shove a GoPro under there? I mean, it's risky because if it falls off of there, our GoPro's done.
Yeah, run over $500.
Yeah, man.
Maybe. And I'm also gonna put. I left on 7 pounds. I'm gonna go back to leaving on 6 pounds of boost. See if it likes that.
You were leaving on what? What was that last pass? You left on how many pounds of boost?
Pulled 4 degrees of timing, and I left on 7 pounds of boost.
So you're gonna try to leave more?
No, I'm gonna leave on 6 pounds of boost, and I pulled 6 degrees of timing.
All right, green light to
Try
there.
that.
See how this one works out here.
And I was only leaving at 3,500 RPM. I wonder if I should leave at a higher RPM, like 36 or 37.
The only thing I'm worried about is you're doing stuff already, and if you change too many things, then we can't pinpoint which one it is. So either leave the timing and everything the same and leave at a higher RPM, or change the tuning and then leave at that. Because if you change that and leave it at a higher RPM, we can't tell which one is the one that resolved it.
Yeah. Just wish I knew what that shake was. It's kind of unnerving. It's not super violent, but it's just.
I'm wondering if it's the pinion angle. Hey, Jeff.
Found the tree.
You found it?
Found the tree.
Did you buy back in?
Yeah, I bought back. Found the tree.
I really wish my data logger would work.
This thing shook the tire
Oh.
in this last pass. We're trying to figure it out.
Don't let me screw up your content.
Huh, you're not.
Fast track racing, put me in front.
There you go.
I can't help it, but I have to ask, why is there semen on your face?
It's not semen. Do you know what I mean? Because I was supposed to put suntan or sunblocker on there, and now I'm sweating and my head's on fire. And I tried to put sunblocker on there, and it just looked like splooge. So instead of laughing at me, you want to wipe the semen off my face?
I don't think there is any more on your face. You got it pretty good.
Don't look too hard. Oh.
I love you.
I love you too. It's hot.
It is very hot. DA is what, 2,900 feet?
This is bad.
Yeah, the DA ain't great.
And it's very humid. Alright. Round 2. Same dial in, but I pulled timing out of it again and pulled a pound of boost out of it. Because it shook the tire pretty hard last time. I may have heated the tire up too much. So I maybe won't do as much of a burnout this time. But we'll see what happens.
I'm gonna go out in the burnout box. Do you want me to stay here until you get up just because of the door?
Yeah, I mean, once they start going, you can do whatever. Don't matter.